let's get into it. Hey guys, so today I thought I would come on here and just do my makeup routine, basically telling you guys how to feminize your face using makeup. So my outfit choices are always the worst for these videos because how am I gonna do my makeup? Anyways, I did not think of that. First, I do Glowrecipe serum. You can use any serum that will make your face glowy and that doesn't patch your makeup. My next step, while the serum dries, I use a Got2b gel, and I literally use a schoolie from an eyebrow pencil. Oh, this is a liner. Wait, where is it? We'll go against my brow and just work that glue in my brows. Flatten it and brush it. Already has like a lifted effect immediately. You can see this brow is kind of like more up than this one. Now that it's dry, I'm gonna use my little pencil and just draw my eyebrows. And remember, if you're gonna overfill your eyebrows, overfill on the top, don't overfill on the bottom, because if you overfill on the top, your eyebrows are gonna be higher and that's more feminine. For my eyes, I always use a light coverage concealer because if I use like a very high coverage concealer, it feels heavy on the eyes and it will look cakey. I use the Jouer, this one. To carve my brow, I literally use like an old brush. For eyeshadow, I always use a bronzer just because I think that when I use something too orangey or like reddish, it's not giving the vibe that I wanted to give. This is perfect. This is the Hauslabs bronzer. It's the perfect shade for me. It makes my, because of the warmth, it makes my blue eyes pop. Start in the outer edge and I literally buff it out. Like I don't even care how I do it. Now I will go and use the eyeliner. The reason I use an eyeliner almost always is because my eyes have like a very downwards slope when I close my eyes, so I just fix it with the eyeliner. So I will just literally go on the outer corner. What liner is this? Chanel. I will go on the outer corner of my eye and then do like a little slope. Obviously the face is the most important step. I like to be glowy because the more glowy you are, the more feminine you radiate. And I use the Flawless Filter Charlotte Tilbury, like whatever this is. I don't think it's a foundation, but I just use it and then I put some all over my face. So I just blend it. I use a contour stick. I usually use the ColourPop ones, but we're gonna use this one today. How society views people. You want to have the most pointiest chin, right? So we're gonna start with the chin. So all I do is I do two lines like that. Can you see it? Yes. Then I will go along my nose and literally create a line of contour just like that, because when we're gonna blend it and then we're gonna conceal around the nose and kind of like contour using the concealer, we're gonna make our nose little without actually looking like we have two lines. Although sometimes I go too far and there are two lines. Then I'm gonna make my forehead very round because you want your forehead to be round. Very important in this step. I don't really use that much on the like, what is this called? Cheekbones. Under the cheekbones. I don't really use that much. And I'm gonna use the same side of my beauty. I can't suck into it. Oh my god. And kind of like work it in the chin contour. I have recently been using the Born This Way concealer. I like a very high coverage because my underbags are always purple. They're always so dark. So yeah, I use some on the inner corner just like this, and I kind of bring it on my nose a little like that, and then I do the other thing on the other side. The tiniest amount on my forehead, literally like a little dot just to brighten it, and then on my chin. Before blending that, what I've been doing recently, blush is so feminine, and also I have learned, studies have found that like apparently if you have very pink cheeks, men are really much nicer to you because it triggers something in their brain that when they are you get pink because you know you're getting hot, and apparently it triggers that, so they're like nicer to you. So put that blush on. Hudabeauty Proud Pink Cheeky Tint. I use kind of a lot of it, and then I blend it with a brush. Only the blush with the brush. This is the only part of my makeup I do with a brush to like blend creamy product, except for like carving my eyebrows. And you kind of want to like tap it in. You don't want to drag it in because you're just gonna like remove everything. You want to start with the chin because you want the less product there, so it's gonna absorb the product. Forehead. Now we're gonna blend the under eye. Like that. Now that we are done with cream, I'm gonna grab my favorite powder for my under eyes. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Finish Powder, and I use a powder puff. It's so cut, and this is all I'm gonna do with this powder. I don't really put anywhere. And then I'm gonna put a little bit on the chin and on the forehead. I use the One Size powder. I'm using the shade, oh, this is translucent. Set my face. And I set around where we put the powder first. Just so it blends. I didn't set my nose, the middle of my nose. That is because I'm gonna use the Hauslabs highlight, and I'm gonna draw a little dot on the top of my nose, and this is gonna make the highlight stick because I don't like when your nose is looking pale on the middle. So I use highlight instead of like lighter powders. I do like a line here and then a dot in the middle, and then we set the rest of the nose. I didn't really focus the setting on my cheeks just because I always use a pink highlight on the outer corner of my cheeks. It looks amazing. It always gives like a glowy pink. It's so beautiful. Now that everything is set, we're gonna do the contour. Now I'm gonna use my fucking busted Nikita Dragun palette. I love this thing so much, and I use the darkest shade. I miss this. I miss it. Please bring it back. So I'm gonna use that, and then I literally tap it in, and then I will blend it in the back of my hands to make sure it's not too like intense, and we're just gonna go over the cream contour. It gives like depth to it. For my nose, all I do is literally tap on my nose like this and kind of like swirl it at the tip. I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake Setting Powder. I'm gonna contour my nose again. I literally do this all the time. It's my favorite part. It just brings it together. And then go back in the chin and on the forehead. While this bakes, I contour my lips, so I literally just do the same thing with this tiny brush. So again, using my Busted Crusted palette by Nikita. I promise it's not dirty, it's just like, it's dirty. Highlight my inner corner. I always put a little bit on my brush and go just on here. It always makes the biggest difference. Curl my lashes, always. Put some mascara to protect the lash because we're going to be gluing them on the lashes. After I'm done applying mascara on the top lashes, I'm going to literally grab my glue and I literally apply a dot of glue on the lashes that I'm going to use. I pick it up and I will literally glue it under. I just only applied 2 finally because I'm feeling very cisgender today. After that, I use a little bit of concealer, mascara under my under lashes. Okay, now that that is done, we're just gonna use the same brush and just wipe the powder. I kind of fucked up because I usually put my setting spray before I do my lashes, but whatever. Since this is like a very natural look, all I use on my lips is like Blisteck or like a little lip gloss. This is like a very natural look. I could do a more glamorous look if you guys want. That is it for today's video. If you like this look, make sure to comment and let me know if you want another one that is more glam, or if you want any other tutorial. I feel like I am evolving in the makeup world because I've been through a journey. My eyebrows looked horrible like a couple years ago. I think like a year ago. They looked nasty as hell. They looked horrible. I feel like I'm becoming more and more in my natural era after all these surgeries, but I'm feeling the natural glam, and this is so my vibe recently. So yeah, I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one, and yeah, bye.